Hello, designers. Welcome to Art 420 Design and Media Studio 3. My name is Rebecca Ventrini, and I'll be your instructor this semester. So let's hear it for online classes. This is so exciting. This is going to be a really fun class, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. So first things first, this is our home screen here. This is just a little video about how to navigate through the course and get everything out of it that you need to be getting out of it, okay? So we always start by just clicking on the modules link over here on the left navigation. So go ahead and click on that and it'll bring you to the modules section. So this is what a module looks like. It's broken down by weeks in this course. And as the class progresses and as you work your way through the entire module, the next module will unlock. So week one is the first day here, Monday. It has a lot of housekeeping things. Usually there's not that many tasks to do, but I like to break it down. So it's just sort of like a to-do list to go through. And then Wednesday also has a lot of things because there's a bit of review in there just to help get your brain out of summer and back into design mode. Usually there's only about 2 to 6 items at the most in each day of items to do. So I break it down by we are going to meet on, not meet, but you check in on Monday and you check in on Wednesdays. And then I also recommend checking in a third day just to make sure everything's cool and that, you may need to do some peer reviews. You may need to see some feedback that I give you. You may need to just turn something in. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the let's get started part. So I'm going to click on let's get started. And at the beginning of each day of the module, there's going to be a little intro to what you're going to go through that day. So this is what it is. It tells you about the module and the objectives that you're going to do. And then the first one here is to read the syllabus. So you can click on this syllabus page here, and the syllabus is embedded. There's on the website. There's also a downloadable PDF, and we're going to look at that together right now. So the course description is this is advanced visual communication problems within the context of professional graphic design and media. Projects reflect the context of specific audiences, businesses, or organizations, and production requirements. It's a bit vague, but you'll get a better idea of what we're going to go through later. I'm going to let you go ahead and read through these. We're really going to talk about Victorian graphic design in this course, and we are going to use the principles and the styles and all the cool ornamental objects and things like that to bring a fictional company to life. So I'm just going to skip to the good stuff here. Let's see. I'll let you read all that because it is important. Okay, great. So there's no required text for this class. I do link to a few books in Canvas, but you can read them there through Canvas. You don't need to buy anything. The attendance policy, since this is an asynchronous online class, the participation in discussions and critiques will constitute a substantial proportion of your overall grade. So you must visit Canvas tri-weekly. That means 3 times a week to access course materials, participate in a timely fashion, and check assignment due dates and announcements. So also, I'm sorry, I skipped required materials and supplies. You're going to need a computer with internet access and the ability to view and record videos with sound. So you'll have to be able to listen to the sound in the videos as well. You're going to need to regularly access Adobe Creative Suite subscription. You need to access Canvas and Google Drive. You need online or digital media storage to save your files. And you need a sketchbook and drawing tools. You do not need to buy a brand new sketchbook for this course. Any sketchbook that has some pages left in it, I'm totally fine with. And you'll need a digital camera. A cell phone is totally fine. So back to that attendance, I do recommend setting aside the same day and the same days and times each week to kind of regularly check in just so that you fit it into your schedule and you know how to schedule your other work and classes around it. I know that sometimes online classes, especially when it's asynchronous, people kind of forget about them a little bit, and that's not going to work for you in this class. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and you can't put it on the back burner. Okay, so during critiques and discussions and peer reviews, you're required to participate and contribute to class discussions. in Canvas. So every time you have an assignment that's due, not the discussions necessarily, just the assignments. After you upload the assignments, a few days later, there will be two peers assigned to you that you need to go look at their work and post your comments back. I'd like your comments to be at least 4 sentences long. It's really great if you ask a question in there and then you go back and look at the comments that you received. And if somebody asked you a question, be sure to respond to those too. If I ask you a question in any of the discussions and assignments, I really need you to answer those questions for me. That's the only way we're really going to be able to talk to each other within the classroom setting. You can email me anytime, but I'm talking about feedback specifically on your assignment and the work that you're doing. So your responsibilities are as follows. You need to review all class materials, including information in the syllabus, exercises, and project descriptions completely. So that means scrolling all the way down to the bottom of the page and reading every word I put in there. I type out this entire class myself by hand. I put a lot of work into it, and I try to keep it concise so that you can get to working instead of just reading a ton of stuff. So everything I put in there is valuable and it's important. Self-pacing throughout the online materials, asking clarifying questions when needed. Please do that. Email me anytime, anytime. Saving and keeping your work files, very important. Submitting assignments and sketches on time. We'll talk about what happens if they're not on time in a little bit. Meeting all course requirements, observing all deadlines and all course procedures. Using UNLV computer labs if your own equipment or internet access fails. That's really, really crucial. And then seeking help when needed. So technologies and communication, we probably will have technological issues along the way. It happens. Just make sure that your work is backed up either on an external hard drive or digitally on some digital storage, as well as, like I said, you got to get into that UNLV computer labs if your computer acts up, if you run out of, scratch disk space, or your internet goes down at your house or something like that. Those, unfortunately, are not excuses for turning in late work when you have several UNLV computer labs that are open for very long hours and have the entire Adobe suite and full internet access. So that right here, you can find the list of those labs. I'm sorry, you can get a loaner laptop if you need to, and then there's a list of the labs a little bit further down on this syllabus. So inbox and or Rebel Mail, the only way you and I are going to communicate outside of class is via email. So I don't have any Discord for this class. There's no texting. There's no, direct messaging of any sort. So just email me. That's the best way. Okay. So grading. The class consists of a single semester-long project that's divided into smaller tasks. These smaller tasks include weekly assignments and peer discussions. There's a small presentation and final exam. So late work is subject to a point deduction of 20%, and you will not be able to participate in peer reviews. So late work will not be accepted more than 3 days past the original due date when the assignment locks, and you'll no longer have access to upload it, which results in 0 points for that assignment. Grades are calculated using the following grade point distribution, and more details on grading can be found in the rubrics for each assignment or project. Your final exam is a multiple choice quiz, and this quiz is available for a 48-hour window, and there's no extensions or makeups granted for the quiz. Your grades are calculated using this following grade point distribution chart here. For individual feedback, I'll provide you feedback for your assignments and projects via Canvas and any sketches that you upload to the discussions. So feedback can be provided verbally or written. For the critiques, I usually create a video, and for the discussions, I usually just type in my comments. But always read my feedback and always implement my advised edits. I know what I'm talking about. I recommend that you do what I tell you to do to fix your project, okay? It'll be better, it'll be stronger. So please take my advice to heart. Sometimes I might just have things for you to consider changing or things for you to kind of experiment with, and I'll make that clear. But if I'm like, this needs to move over, then you got to move it over. So I want to see the revised versions only in your final presentation. I don't accept redos. No more, no assignment resubmissions. Okay. I'll let you read over these other things here yourself. For the assignments, the course materials are assignment or project descriptions, and the instructions and guidelines and demonstrations and other information related to the course is posted on Canvas, and you can access it anytime. If you have a hard time finding something or accessing something, you let me know right away via email, okay? The project deadlines, you're responsible for all class materials, including information contained in the syllabus, in the exercises, and in the project descriptions. So all your work should be completed and delivered by the stipulated date and time. And please take the deadline seriously because we're trying to train you for the real world. And if you miss a meeting with a client or come late to a client meeting, you're probably going to lose that client. So we want to train you right from the beginning. And then late assignments, you can speak to me anytime if you have an extenuating circumstances and you need to turn in your assignment late, just email me and let me know. But you need to receive a written agreement from me in email form that says that you may have an extension. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about your project. So for this, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, this course explores some design history, specifically from the heavily influential Industrial Revolution. An explanation of the design movement is in Canvas in the modules, and you'll apply characteristics from the movement into your assignments. Your creations will be a modern version of the deliverables, but will demonstrate obvious characteristics and influences from the Victorian design and early Industrial Revolution. So what that means is you might make a website design, which obviously they didn't have in the Victorian age, but you're going to use Victorian typography and illustration styles and ornaments and things like that to make it look vintage. Next up, the Adobe Creative Suite. So most of your work for this course is going to be in Illustrator and Design. It's going to be heavily typography based, but you will advance. I'll teach, excuse me. So in Illustrator and in Design, I'm going to teach you advanced interface workflow and typography formatting and layout techniques. So these are going to be really advanced things. And so if you have some experience with either of those, you're in a good spot. If you don't, I'll teach from the beginning, but you're also going to teach this, you're also going to learn this hardcore stuff, and you'll be a force to be reckoned with once you're done. You may need to use some Photoshop if you work with photographs, or for just to do some simple editing or to convert them to black and white, that kind of thing. But most of the projects will be saved or exported as PDF files that you can view in Acrobat Pro before you upload them to the assignment page. You can also compile individual PDF exports into one multi-page PDF file that you'll turn in, okay? You will also need to type most of your copy in a word processing program like Google Docs or Microsoft Word before placing it into Illustrator and Design. And that's just to help you kind of keep your copy organized and definitely spell checked, right? And it helps to import into InDesign a lot easier. So your attraction theme, this is going to be the theme of the entire project. Your project for this course is to create branding and signage for a traveling attraction, including a logo, advertisements, UI or package design, and a brand identity guide. You're going to upload sketches from your pictures of your sketchbook so I can get back to you. So you're just going to take a shot of that, color correct it so it's not like a yellow page. I want to see white paper for the most part, and some good exposure and contrast so I can see what you're working on and evaluate it efficiently. For the final work, because of our online platform, you don't need to print any work for submitting. However, specified dimensions, color settings, and file types must be accurate. So I'm going to tell you what those are in the project descriptions, and then your grade is going to be affected if you don't create your file with those specs. So assignment 1, I'll let you read through all the assignments. We're going to go through the assignments together, okay? And then there's a final exam. So here's the course agenda. It's very basic, like there's not a lot of detail in this, but it lets you know which days we're doing what. And it's broken up visually, it's separated by color by week there for you, and tells you which days we have off and when the assignments are due. I highlight those, as well as when your uploads for your sketches are due, and where your final when your finals due. And here's the grading point distribution down here, so you can see how heavy each assignment is there. All right, so let's go ahead and go back into the course. I'd like you to go through the syllabus completely on your own. This is the course notifications and setup page. If you don't have them set up, go ahead and do that now. This is the academic integrity information here, so please don't steal any work. Just do it all on your own there. This is a little academic integrity quiz to do. It's very easy and it's not graded. Just pop through that real fast. This is a little blurb about how much time I should be working. Feel free to read through that on your own. I expect you to put in at least 9 hours of work a week for this class, just so you know. That's what this kind of comes down to. So schedule out 9 hours a week for this course, preferably in three-hour chunks so your brain doesn't fry. So here's our introductions page, and where we'll get to know each other a little bit better. You can read through. This is where you can go through and tell me a little about yourself. It's just a little survey, so I get to know you a little bit better. And then you can read through this part about me and watch this ridiculous video. And then that's the end of today's list in the module section. So they're easy peasy, right? Next is Wednesday. Here's where you're going to learn about assignment 1, and you're going to go through some review, and then you're going to get to read about the Industrial Revolution and Victorian design. Then you'll start your thumbnail sketches for your logo for your business. And the thumbnail sketches instructions are on this page here. So whenever you see these little quote bubbles, that means this is a discussion area, which means you need to upload something and type in some copy. So on those pages, not copy, type in some sort of response. So on those pages, I highlight here, I really want you to hit this information here when you're typing in your response and uploading your thumbnail. So give yourself time before the due time to type in that information. Your due time for this class is at 11:59 p.m. West Coast time on the due date. Okay, that's if you're turning in before then you won't get a late fee. You won't get hit for turning it in late. Let's look at assignment 1 together real quick. So this is a design brief. This information is on the assignment 1 page. So if I go back into my module, it'll be right here, assignment 1. It's also, all the assignments are listed on this assignments page here, okay? So assignment 1, this is the breakdown, and this is a little bit more complete than the downloadable PDF, like this checklist here. So I recommend always going through that checklist before you upload your assignment, okay? However, if you want to download a PDF just to have it, on hand, you can. They say the same things. So for this one, you're going to create a unique brand identity system for either a fictitious traveling circus, carnival, or a performer. So the performer can't be musicians or bands for this class. Think more like magicians or like Annie Oakley, like a gun show, or, just think about old-timey performers that used to travel the countries, right? And then you're going to incorporate type and symbol to create a simple yet bold logo design that communicates the essence of the business. So it's not going to be too simple because this is Victorian design. Victorian design is intricate, but just keep that in mind. It's not going to be simple, clean, sleek, modern design that you've been used to doing throughout the program. This is going to be more in depth, okay? So you're going to write a 2-page design brief, and the process guidelines are right here. You can read them yourself. And then you're going to do your logo design. You need to create 3 different logo designs. And then from there, you'll create one final one. But before that, you're going to actually sketch out 30 logo thumbnails, okay? And then here's all the required specs, and here's the assignment scope. I'll let you read that on your own. And I'm just so thrilled to work with you all. I am very excited about this class, and I just can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.